What's going on, guys? DJ6 here. This is not my XR-10. These are all the parts that I either replaced, took off, or upgraded. I guess a replace would be an upgrade. Anyway, let's start off with the tires. The Sedonas that I had originally are way too freaking wide, and they don't work that great. From the first comp run that I did terrible. Nobody's running these, not for me. Anyway, I had 6 quarter ounce, the FE on there stands for iron, yeah, quarter ounce iron wheel weights. There's 6 in each wheel, so 3 ounces total. I removed off the rear axle to lighten it up as much as possible. Nobody was running any weight at all in their rear tires. And I did the cut foam mod just to try it, and not an improvement. I would say it was not the greatest. I didn't see that big of a difference from not cutting the foams. Anyway, I'm gonna get the double deuce foams for my new tires anyway, so those don't really matter. That's it for the wheels. Aside from the new tires, I went with the HB Rover white dots all the way around, just to try them, see what I like. I took off my battery tray that I had located between the front forelinks. It was right about here on the rig, and the hardware that I had holding it all together. That's a lot of weight. And from the battery that I was running, I went to these really tiny battery packs. It's basically it was literally half the size, maybe a little less. 2000 mAh 20 cell versus 800 mAh 2 cell. This is a 40C continuous burst rate with the 80C max. I think this one was a 20C 30C max burst rate. So this pack will actually give you a little bit more wheel speed, but it only runs for about 10 minutes. The weight reduction is significant. It's huge. It's just like reducing it by a whole battery. I also picked up a 500 mAh 3 cell, so I could try the 3 cell 11.1 volts for more power. Anyway, that was a huge weight reduction right there. All this extra hardware. Get all that junk out of the way. These are the lower forelinks that come with the stock XR-10 kit. They have these little plastic sliders to skip over the rocks better. Great idea, straight links, stupid idea. Anyway, I went ahead and I did some kind of crazy fancy special bend on the rear and kind of a little straight wavy curvy. You'll see it on the next part of the video. Just stay tuned if you haven't already skipped ahead to the next part of the video. Basically it's 3/8 inch steel from a hardware store. I just bent it, cut it, took a tap and die set, used the dies obviously, and threaded the outside, and I used the plastic knuckles, or the end links that came on these pieces. I used those and drilled them out a little bit to use for the rod end connectors on those. I'll show you that part as well. The steel is heavier than those aluminum pieces, but I would rather have those be in steel and then last a heck of a lot longer than the aluminum, because it'll be able to skip on the rocks a long time versus the aluminum, which would eventually wear thin. You get the idea. Basically, yeah, next part. This little brace goes on the rear axle. You're supposed to keep it on there. I took it off, but I made a new part, so don't call me stupid just yet, okay? You'll see the new part, alright? Basically, it's just a little bit smaller and probably took off millimeters or milligrams in weight. Not even that much significant. This is a big weight reduction. It's way too thick. I used, God, I think that's, I'm gonna say almost 1/8 inch aluminum, 2x2 inch aluminum by 1/8 inch. Whatever. Anyway, that was my servo protector. You'll see the new one. I did a little servo slash battery tray protector thingy. Yeah, just skip ahead. Anyway, I resoldered all my power leads. battery wires, whatever, coming off the motor. This is really heavy. That's a lot of copper weight. This is what gauge? 12 gauge. 12 gauge wet noodle from Dean's there. It's a good stuff, really good wire, but it's more for like a racing setup. I got this in my buggy. But anyway, yeah, it's just way too much weight. Way too much weight. I went to like a 14, almost, I want to say 16 gauge. I went down to a 16 gauge, which means smaller wire. Bigger number, smaller wire, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next part of the video here when you get to see the rig later. Well, there it is, guys. Basically, you already know what I did to it. Let's go ahead and just get a good look. That's the clearance angle of my lower links. I want to just, yeah. Anyway, just what I went with. I'm going to try out it's custom bends that I did myself, and it turned out really nice. There's very little wiggle room back there as far as clearance goes. It just doesn't really rub quite that much. It's really close. It still has the full suspension travel. It turned out really great. The only thing I had to do was reverse the links on the top. You can see the bend on the short sides towards the motor, the long sides towards the motor in the back. Have not driven it on the rocks yet. I'm stuck in a snowstorm with like 1.5 foot of snow outside. It sucks. I'm dying to try this thing. Anyway, yeah, go over that little brace in the back there. The glare out, there you go. Yeah, does the same thing that the old one did. It's just a slight bit smaller because I shaved off all that little extra. Shouldn't make a difference. Anyway, I uprighted my shocks. Very first time I built it, I had the upright shocks like it's supposed to be. I liked it. I crawled with them upside down. Not really that much of a difference. I like them better this way. I didn't really have to side hill or go up or down too much terrain. It's just nice easy gates pretty much, and they work a lot better this way. I'll upgrade my shocks eventually, but that's just what I got for now. I did do my own custom plastic motor slider skipper things, protectors. These are pill bottles. That's an aspirin pill bottle. It's basically would have been garbage. I just hacked it up, cut the top and bottom off. Basically it's the same size as a 540 can. It slides on there perfectly. There's like no gap in there at all. I did cut little vents for both sides for the little motor to cool off. You're only running it like 10 minutes at a time anyway, so not a biggie. Yeah, black one was just a different brand pill bottle. Prescription. It wasn't prescription. It was just like off the shelf aspirin, whatever. That's my rig. I'm still running the good old Chevy body there. I love this thing. It looks great, but it's not that functional on the comp crawling. It has tons of rub, but it does look cool. I'm gonna go bodyless here as soon as I can afford a new chassis. They're like 200, 300 bucks. They're not cheap, and I don't want to go cheap on it. I want a decent one, so just stick around and you'll definitely get to see what I get. I'm trying to wait and find the best one that came out this year, the best model chassis, and then I'm gonna steal that and then feel special. Anyway, that's the new servo plate that I made. This looks bigger and heavier than the old servo protector that I made, but it's actually way thinner. It weighs less than this one. Yeah, that's really thick and heavy. And this is like paper thin. You can it bends really easy. Just basically protect the servo from scratches and little dents. Yeah, I'd rather sacrifice the protection for the weight just to get that extra little performance on the rocks. But yeah, it doesn't rub as it does a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. Let's see here if I can manage to hold this and steer into the gas here. Just a little bit of tire rub in there. but it's not that bad. It's worse on the servo side, but that's almost unavoidable, especially with running seriously clock back. Not as far as some guys are running, but clock back far enough. Anyway, that's all the mods for now, guys. Basically, what I got planned for my next mods. Oh, yeah, I did skip one thing. Longer servo horn. It's a Hanger 9 is the brand, I think. But I went with this because it's longer. It gives you more servo throw. But anyway, my first time I put my bolt on my servo there, I snapped the head off in the inside there, and luckily this has a clamp style tightening system, so it just clamps onto the outside of the gear. I know you can replace the gears inside of this, but I just don't want to rebuild my servo. Anyway, that's my rig for now, guys, and I'm so freaking dying to try this on the rocks, man. Later, guys. Stay tuned, and yeah, subscribe. Plenty more where this came from.